What's up, people, and welcome to the Tim Pool News Network. All Tim Pool, all the time. Wait, no. That was just one video. But, the thing I wanted to talk about, thanks to that video, and I noticed that I had a huge influx of new subscribers, so that's awesome, is Rabid fanbases and parasocial relationships. They're both not necessarily mutually exclusive, but they do kind of go hand in hand together. So one of the things I've been noticing following this whole Tim Pool saga is, since I was a Tim Pool fan myself, you don't realize how attached people get to creators. I understand not everybody's the same. Even though I appreciate everybody that likes my videos, watches my videos, subscribes to my channel, it would be highly unlikely that we end up being friends outside of the internet. And that's one thing I don't agree with, especially with a lot of creators that treat their audience like they're best friends, or like there's some sort of possibility, unless of course these people do meet and greets, which some do, and that's okay. But I guarantee you that those creators that are big enough to do stuff like that are probably going to forget who you are unless you made some sort of crazy impression on them. I myself have never gotten attached to any online creators like that. I don't think I ever will. I do this for fun. This isn't a full-time job for me. I have my own problems, real life problems, and my own job to think about. And dog, okay, hi. I can see it happening more with people that do this all the time because they want to keep their audience engaged and attached to them. And, that's all well and good. Trust me, I am happy that there are people that want to watch my channel. I'm happy that there are people that want to listen to me. I'm happy that people are interested in what I have to say. In fact, the audience is what makes a channel, period. If I were to sit here and start spewing some crazy shit, I would probably lose all of y'all within minutes of posting that video. So, going back to what Tim did, he cultivated this audience of people that wanted to hear what he has to say, like myself. And then at one point you get so big, which I said this in the last video, Tim is a huge channel, huge. The dude is his own entity at this point. And there's nothing really stopping him from saying things that might offend his audience. Now, unless he said some really egregious shit, there's really nothing he can do. And I saw people defending him in multiple comment sections of videos covering the same thing I did. People saying, oh, well, if you don't like him, don't watch him. Okay, that's fair. But that does not make him immune from criticism, or make him immune from people calling out his behavior that offends his fan base, such as myself, such as probably most of you that found me through that video. So you get this, that's where we come up on the rabid fan base portion of this, and the dog will not leave me alone to have a conversation. You have people that will defend their favorite creators to the death no matter what they do. And that's great. If I end up with a fan base like that, shoot. Trust me, I'm not going to ask y'all to storm the Capitol or anything. Maybe. But, these people will defend their favorite creators to the death, no matter what they do. And, that's awesome. I'm glad people have followings like that. But at the same time, you have to realize that that's not exactly healthy. You have to be able to sit and think critically about the people that you're watching. So, again, going back to the Tim Pool example, watching his videos, he would say stuff, regarding current events that I'd be like, okay, I can get behind that. And then he would say stuff about current events where I would sit there and go, you know, that's really not that great of a take. It just isn't. So I'm always skeptical of, you know, what people call the grift, you know, of people that, you know, all they talk about is current events, and they lean to one side, you know, whichever side seems to be winning at the time, and then, you know, maybe that changes later on down the line. That was one thing I saw with the king grifter himself, Ian Miles Chong, who I completely forgot existed up until, I don't know, a couple days ago, thank God. But yeah, it's just so weird that you have people coming into like my comment section, into other creators' comment sections, basically just fighting tooth and nail with the creators and the people that are on the channel commenting for somebody that they've never met, probably given money to, and at the same time doesn't know and probably will never know that that person exists. So it's hard to say. I mean, I know where I stand on it. I'm not going to be one of those people that tries to get you to stay watching my channel constantly. I never end my videos with like and subscribe, or hey, have you hit the like button, or are you subscribed yet? Because I want an audience that wants to be there. I don't want to make people be there. Again, I do this for fun. You know, I'm not making any money off of this yet. You know, the subscribers that I already had prior to the Tim debacle were people that found me on their own and decided to stay. And again, I appreciate everybody that loves my channel. I do. But I don't want to make you be here. So, you know, to grow organically, as somebody said in my comments, thank you for that. The guy that was defending me against another rabid Tim fan. I don't really try. And I could easily, if I wanted to boost my numbers up really quick, then I would turn into a drama channel or a politics channel and start catering to the aisle that I align with. I don't want to do that. I do like politics. I do like talking about politics. But I think in going that direction, you start to alienate. Because, I mean, drama sphere aside on YouTube, the political sphere is just a hot mess, dumpster fire, garbage pile that I really honestly don't want to touch. Because it's so volatile and so, using Tim's favorite word, tribal, to where people, if you're on one side, you don't want to listen to this side. You know, they'd probably start throwing rocks at each other if they were in the same room. So I know where the money is on YouTube. If I cover something, it's because it applies to me, or it's something that I found interesting and I had some very strong feelings about, like that last video. You notice that I'm cussing less in this one because I'm not as what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not as invested in talking about myself. So I have no problems with people that want to defend Tim Pool. In fact, like I said, I'm happy that people like him enough to do that. What I do have a problem with is people that do it blindly. Because to say that your favorite creator isn't human and incapable of making mistakes is just, that's a bad way of looking at things. And, you know, typically fandoms don't fall apart unless the person or thing that it's aligned to has something drastic happen. So that's just my my 2 cents on that. It's been bothering me, not really bothering me. It's been running through my head since last night. Just seeing how defensive people get when you talk about somebody they like that isn't even close to them. And yeah, just throwing that out there. You know, like I said, I don't want people to like and subscribe because they feel like they have to. I want people to do it because they want to. And if the dog would leave me alone, I could do a video. And now he's going to ignore me. But, yeah. So I said I was probably going to cover Tim's response. I noticed he said some stuff in IRL last night. I am one of the people that unsubscribed from him. I just did. At least the IRL. I'm still subscribed to Timcast just because he might come up with something that I'm unaware of, and then I'll just search it somewhere else. But I noticed in IRL last night he made a comment that, well, maybe I deserve to be knocked down a peg or two, but I'm still growing. So it was kind of like, all right, well, maybe these people are justified in their criticisms, but I'm still making money, so why should I worry about it? And then I noticed in Chrissy Mayer's live stream, they were talking about how he kind of went off on a tangent on the whole Eliza Blue, drama, as he likes to call it. Which, that's another thing that his fans will keep bringing up, is that, oh, it's drama. It's the quartering drama. No, this is not about the quartering. Now, maybe some people that really, really like the quartering are mad about him being blocked on Twitter. I mean, personally, I'd say who gives a fuck? Twitter sucks anyway. But what it boils down to is the fact that Tim has been this champion of free speech, and now all of a sudden somebody that he has been in contact with a couple times is turning that upside down, especially with Brittany Venti. It's just weird. It's a weird thing to do. It's a weird thing to not want to talk about, and it's a weird thing to call just baseless drama when there is a basis behind it in the first place. So, I mean, the whole thing is weird. Him going off on his audience, also very weird. But again, once somebody does something that you dislike or that you notice is kind of out of character, then things that you've seen them do before kind of makes sense. Like I said, being a Tim Pool fan, I kind of had the blinders on, and now that I saw that happen, you listen closely when they talk. And in this instance, when I hear Tim talk, I hear this sort of arrogance in there, kind of like I'm too big to fail. And it, kind of once you hear it, you can't unhear it. So, going back to, it seems like he mentioned something, had a little tangent in his video about the J.K. Rowling Hogwarts Legacy boycott. And I swear the dog is not going to leave me alone to do this. Can I help you? Can I finish? Please? Is that okay with you? Okay, thank you. So I'm going to bring that up because I said this is going to be the last time I talk about Tim. And I meant it. So you might notice that I'm in a different spot, possibly. Because the dog decided he wanted to become unbearable, and my wife had to take him out. So I should be able to get through this without the dog messing with me. Okay, so I can't even remember where I left off at. I'm gonna have to cut things together and try to make it work. I don't know. We'll get through this. So I said I was gonna cover Tim one more time, and I meant it. I made one video about him, and all of a sudden I got lumped into people that make videos about Tim Pool every single day for some reason, but whatever. Somebody had told me that he went off on a tangent on this video, and I kind of wanted to see it myself. I didn't click on this prior to making this video just so I could figure out where that part was. So I've got it marked on my other monitor, but yeah, I kind of want to take a look.
It's like
we'll watch
the media industry and YouTube. It's just everybody drama. Talk about people.
Tim talks about drama. Tim talks about people. For anybody to say that he doesn't is disingenuous, because he does. In fact, this video alone, he got 6,000 views. The Hogwarts Legacy boycott, I'm pretty sure that's not political news in any sphere.
It's mind-numbing, isn't it?
No.
It's funny because I addressed this the other day, and I specifically was talking about the Young Turks.
When did he ever bring up the Young Turks? When? He wasn't talking about the Young Turks. He even admitted behind a paywall that he was talking about the Quartering, and he was mad that the Quartering was photoshopping beards onto him. So, again, with this spin of, oh, I meant this. But let's keep going.
Because I've been saying this nonstop. I love the how this works. Let me let's get into it. Let's break it down. So I say all the time, I've been talking about this for months, and I say it all the time. I'd love to just go live in my van down by the river.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Farley, rest in peace. But quite literally, I have the van. It's got solar power. It's got a PlayStation. It's got a monitor, and I've only used it a couple times. And I'm like, life would be so much easier. I would want for nothing more than enough money to eat, get to look at the stars and skate and mind my own business. I've talked about that. And recently I said, if there's one thing that really makes me just not want to be involved in any of this, it's the drama style garbage. And I specifically referenced the Young Turks because that's what they do. High profile, multi-million subscriber platform that takes quotes from me out of context.
The Young Turks is a political channel. Tim covers political stuff. They don't like Tim because Tim is a fence sitter. The Young Turks is a leftist outlet. So yeah, they're not gonna like that a lot of your takes align with the right and not their takes. But again, Tim has multi-million subscribers, millions of views, and he also covers drama. So for him to act like he's above this doesn't make any sense. He's drinking his own Kool-Aid. I don't get it.
And then, of course, people started saying I was talking about the Quartering, and I was threatening to quit over people being mad at me about Eliza Blue.
Never
and I'm
heard anybody say that.
That's just literally not true. But that's the point.
Never
there are people who don't watch my channel, who aren't members at timcast.com, who don't care about anything having to do with me until they can make it about petty drama.
But it does have to do with him. He platformed somebody that has been going after other creators. And to say that Eliza Blue wasn't in the picture and she's a nobody, go back, and I had to do this today, go back and watch the Adam Kriegler expose that he did about Tim. And about an hour in, he talks about how he met Eliza Blue and they had to do NDAs and all this stuff. Tim is downplaying the issue on purpose.
People care about people. That's it. And so I see...
Yes, people care about people. People care about you. Your audience wants to know about you, where you stand on somebody that you know doing something bad. Plain and simple, end of story.
See this story about J.K. Rowling. Nobody really cares about this.
I would say that there's a good chunk of the left that does, but...
I'm willing to bet this video does not get that much traffic.
It has 6,000 views already.
Because...
For context, I had to do a Tim Pool video on his quote-unquote drama to even hit 4,000 views. This guy does a throwaway video about Hogwarts Legacy and 6,000 views as of right now. And I guarantee it'll go up as people slowly trickle in and start watching it stuff. It always does.
The subject matter is J.K. Rowling, media claims J.K. Rowling under fire when new video game comes out or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure out what the title is, but...
There's been a lot of articles about Hogwarts Legacy. And in fact, most gaming outlets have been talking about how bad it is.
That's the general idea. And it's not the case. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares.
But they do. That's, for people that don't know what the Streisand effect is, the more you give something press, the more people want to look into what it is.
You know, there's that old saying, it's like small people care about people, you know, some people care about ideas or something like that. I can't remember the exact phrasing. But this is what I find. You go on YouTube, you go on CNN. Let me just say this. You know what bothers me about Trump derangement syndrome? Is that Trump didn't do anything. It's like he did so little.
Fair.
And they're so angry. And there are so many people who have insert personality derangement syndrome. And I'm just like, I don't care.
Okay. That's true. But in this instance, in this mess that he is tangled up in, it's not insert person here derangement syndrome. It's, did this person do this? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. People aren't quote unquote obsessed with Eliza Blue. What people want to know is the truth. Because if it turns out to all be false, this woman is piggybacking off of trauma. And that is about the shittiest thing you could do to try to make money off of something so bad. That's why people care.
Donald Trump was president.
You know what? There's no point in listening to the rest of this. I'm just going to skip to, I think it's like 12:38. I time-stamped it on my end here just to get through this. That was the meat of it, but let's get to the end here.
Made some good calls, played right, played in position better, all this stuff. And I'm just having fun. You know why I'm having fun? You know why I'm talking about it? Is because when you're sitting there, everybody's laughing, making jokes, and they're not talking about this. And I get it. So many people talk about, go touch grass. I go to the skate park, I talk to people. We don't talk about this stuff. Nobody cares.
People care. That is why they were asking you to at least say, hey, this stuff is bad. Now he's saying it after the fact. But before he had his little blow up, he wasn't saying anything.
It is funny, however, when I'm sitting at this table and there are people who know me and they're like, let's talk about the balloon, man. And I'm like, yeah, the balloon. Even the people who know me don't want to talk about the people. We want to talk about the consequences, the ideas, the economy, the infrastructure, the war. That's what I want to talk about. If you don't, you want to talk about people, maybe it's not the right channel for you, man.
He talks about people on his main channel. He could have taken, with all the super chats, all the money that people were giving him just to find out what he thinks. He could have taken 5 minutes to say, look, I had this chick on twice. I don't agree with all the stuff that's happening. And honestly, I don't want to be a part of it. And I hope that the people that are affected, things get better. He could have said something like that, and all of this would have never happened. But I think it all boils down to ego. I don't think he wants to admit that he was wrong. And that's where that ties into what I said earlier about when you start to notice things after somebody does something you don't like. He does not like admitting that he's wrong or that he did something wrong. He doesn't. He might say, or in fact, he has said it several times. I'll admit if I did something wrong with it. Why not this time? When a huge section of his audience genuinely cares about what's going on with this whole Eliza Blue situation, because in all honesty, it's really kind of fucked up. And your audience wants to know, hey, are you condoning this? Are you okay with this? Like, are you who we think you are, basically? And that is not what we got. In fact, we got him blowing up at some guy saying, I don't like what you're doing, so bye. And here we are.
I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around and I'll see you all shortly.
No, we won't. So, there we have it. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, out of principle, I don't like what happened. I normally by today I would have watched every single video he's put out. I haven't watched any of them. I'm sure there's many other people that feel the same way, that are just like, I'm done. You know, I'll find somewhere else to get my news from. You know, it's sad. It sucks when your favorite creator sort of shits all over the fan base. And you know, that's why I don't understand about these people that are defending him to the death. It's like, he was talking to you too. You might not care about what's going on with the whole Eliza Blue situation, but he basically said, I don't care what you think. Plain and simple. So, you know, going back to the original focus of this video, again, I want to say thank you, everybody that's subscribed. If you made it this far into this video, thanks for watching. Sorry for the dog. He tends to do that. He's a husky. He has no boundaries. My video, I'm usually interrupted in at least one of my videos by some sort of furry creature. For instance, the cat is making his way over here now. Yep. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to tell you guys to like my content. I'm not going to tell you guys to share or subscribe or do any of that. You know, if you're here, I want you to be here because you want to be here and you want to listen to what I have to say. So, you know, I do all kinds of stuff. I occasionally do a reaction. I do random unboxings. I mainly grew my channel off of cheat tables, and you know, I can see where the money is. Don't get me wrong. I said that earlier. I can see what it is that people are after, but I don't really want to go that direction. I will every now and again, like I said, if it's something I care about, but otherwise I'm just gonna do my thing. You know, it is what it is. So thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, like and no, I said I wasn't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Till next time, we'll see what happens.